What's up, YouTube? Today we are back with another video. We have our Spurs versus Knicks Game 4 Finals recap. I am absolutely stunned still waking up here the next day. Let's get into it. All right, so Game 4 started off in typical fashion. You had the Spurs start off hot, locked in defensively, making it hard on the Knicks, turning them over, moving the ball, getting wide open shots. Just typical fashion. I mean, as a Spurs fan, you're watching this game from home, and you are so comfortable. You feel like we're about to go back to San Antonio, tie 2-2, have all the momentum, and we're at home. We can win this series. And as the game went on, that smile just probably deteriorated from the biggest to the absolute just biggest frown in the world. Spurs were Vassell was knocking down shots. Wemby was playing well. He was playing fierce. De'Aaron Fox was doing his thing, making shots, not turning the ball over, even giving them some positive on defense. The Spurs were picking up full court, making the Knicks really work for each and every bucket. They looked out of sorts. They just really made the Knicks uncomfortable, and that was the trend for the whole first half and for the first 4 minutes of the third quarter. And the middle of the third quarter comes around, and you just see the Knicks start to figure it out a little bit. And I think it's partially due to the Spurs being gassed. Picking up full court every possession with a really 7-man rotation, because Keldon Johnson has been unplayable. Carter Bryant is unplayable. So you have Dylan Harper and Luke Cornett coming off the bench. And Luke didn't even play that much because Wemby played 44 minutes. So your bench is short and you're picking up full court. So you're wondering why shots aren't falling in the fourth quarter. You have no legs. And I understand you want to bring intensity and energy, but you also have to do it in a smart way. And I think that's on the coaching staff. The coaching staff has to recognize that's what's going on and nip it in the bud earlier. I'm not saying never pick up full court, but pick your spots. Don't do it every single play. So the Knicks, Jalen Brunson started to get to his spots in the third quarter, and he looked good. He was making and ones, getting to the basket, crazy finishes. The Knicks started to get stops, and they were getting out in transition. They really picked up their on-ball pressure and were able to help and recover and get great contests on the threes that the Spurs were hitting in the first half. So that led to them getting out into transition with those long rebounds, being able to space the floor and not let the Spurs defense get set, because you don't want it to get set. That is one of the best defenses in the league when it's set. But if you can make them play in transition, it looks a lot different, because Wemby isn't the best mover around the court. He's a great rim protector. I think he's doing a better job of contesting and sliding and staying in front, at least 1 to 2 slides. But that's not his game. That's not his defensive game. He's the greatest backline defender we have probably ever seen. And the Spurs, for some odd reason, kept settling throughout the whole second half. There was times where they were in the bonus. I think they were in the bonus for the last 8 minutes of the fourth quarter, and they're just settling for 3 after 3 after 3. And it's just like, I understand you want time to run out, but get to the free throw line, let your defense get set, and play the game. You cannot just sit there and settle versus a defense that wants to get out in transition. It makes no sense. Wemby in the first half versus Wemby in the second half were two totally different people. I don't know what flipped. I don't know if he got comfortable. He might have gotten tired playing 44 minutes, but he looked completely different. The 2 missed free throws to be able to go up 3 was you. That's just inexcusable. You that cannot happen. That happening, really, you could tell it shook the Spurs, and they just couldn't really recover. De'Aaron Fox, you played well in the first half. You didn't turn the ball over. The second half, you make some silly turnovers. The one where you wanted Wemby on the short roll and he popped, you have to see that he's not going there. Like, it's clear. The pass across the court in between Wemby and Stephon Castle, that's another unforced turnover. It can't happen. And to add the cherry on top, you're up 1 point. Y'all get the loose ball. You get the loose ball in the front court. You catch it around the block and your momentum is slowed down. So you could have got it and immediately dribbled out to the corner and then up to the wing to waste time. You're up 1. You don't need points. Why are you shooting the ball? That makes no sense to me. That is a losing type of play, and we saw, because he did that, Knicks get the ball back. Brunson shoots the 36-footer. It's off the front of the rim, and OG Anunoby crashes the board and makes one of the greatest tip plays I've ever seen for it to be in that moment. So all of those compounding things, Wemby missing the free throws, Fox not dribbling the ball out, settling for all those threes, allows you to give up a 29-point lead in the NBA Finals. That should not happen. And the whole thing of Mitch Johnson not calling timeouts to stop runs earlier, that's one thing that I love that Greg Popovich did. If he sensed a run, he would call a timeout after you scored 4 points. If you got on a 4-0 run, he's calling a timeout. Because he doesn't even want to let your crowd get back into it. He doesn't want to let you start to feel some momentum. None of that. Another problem I had with Mitch Johnson. You call a timeout after Jose Alvarado scores on Julian Champagnie. He gets a layup with about 3 minutes and 27 seconds left. Out of that timeout, you keep Stephon Castle on the bench, seeing that Julian Champagnie is routinely getting fried on the defensive end. Why? I don't care how many fouls he has. It's winning time. Put one of your best players, your second best player, put him on the court because he showed he rises to that challenge. You have to trust that he won't foul and that he's going to rise to the challenge. He made 2 big free throws towards the end of the game. That should have won them the game, but it didn't. Put him back on the floor. You decide not to. You keep Champagnie in. Knicks score again. Why? That decision made no sense to me. On the flip side, Mike Brown. You could tell his halftime adjustments and what he was drawing up and saying in the timeouts really lit a fire under his team as their execution got a little bit better as each minute went by. Hats off to Mike Brown to orchestrate a 29-point comeback. You saw the little changes they made, and they worked. I think this was an inexcusable game for the Spurs to lose. You go from possibly being tied 2-2, going back home and having days of rest in between, to now you are down 3-1. Your back is against the wall. How will you respond? That's my question. OG Anunoby. That looks like the Finals MVP to me. I have to tip my hat off to him. He's hitting step back threes. He's rebounding. He's defending. He looks like a baby Kawhi. He looks very good. And you can tell he is living for this moment. And I love that. I love that OG Anunoby is living for this moment. Jalen Brunson came around in the second half. I think he had like 25 or something in the second half. Even though Cat didn't play well, Anunoby picked up the slack. Josh Hart didn't play well. Mikal Bridges didn't play well. Anunoby picked up the slack. And like I said, I just have to tip my hat off to it. So I predicted Spurs in 6. I was obviously wrong. I thought that with the 29-point lead, I was like, they can win 4 straight. And it's going to take a miracle for them to come back. Is it impossible? No, because we've seen 3-1 happen before. Unfortunately, I'm a Warriors fan, so I know all too well about that. Is it impossible? No, but with a young team that showed how rattled they could get coming off a loss like that is just inexcusable. I don't know if they have the mental fortitude to pull off a 3-1 comeback. We'll see if they get Game 5 in San Antonio. That'll make it very interesting, but my hope is probably at like a 3%. I don't see it happening. It would be interesting to see, and I would love to see it, but that's the dilemma we're in right now. So y'all let me know what y'all thought about this game. I was literally I was stunned. Not because I'm rooting for the Spurs, but genuinely, how does that happen? So y'all let me know. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. I appreciate y'all for watching these videos, for supporting me. It means the world to me, and we'll be back.